If you're a kid of a certain age like me, a Matchbox carry case like this is going to bring back lots of epic childhood memories. From the early 1950s right through to the late 60s, Matchbox ruled the miniature car universe, creating hugely popular miniature versions of British cars. But from across the pond, rival toy companies had taken notice of Matchbox's success, and it would be Mattel who would punch the biggest hole in Matchbox's universe with the introduction of their Hot Wheels range. And so the battle for the low friction wheels would begin, and tiny toy cars would never look the same again. Hello, I'm Mark and welcome to my latest Toy Tuesday video from Brooks Collectables Shop and Toy Museum. We specialise in epic gifts and vintage toys. As always, I'm videoing this while we're open for business, so you may hear background noise or even see people walking past me while I'm videoing. Possibly even hear the seagulls outside too, as they can be quite noisy. For those of you who don't know the history of Matchbox toys, as with all things British, it started in a pub, albeit a disused one, but that made an ideal starting factory for the fledgling company. Their first big success were two models of Queen Elizabeth's coronation coach, one large and one small, and it was the smaller one that sold over 1 million units. Now this was the first stepping stone to the company's success. The second came when one of the owner's children went to boarding school and was only allowed to take a toy that could fit inside a matchbox. The penny dropped and a legend was born. Brooks Collectables Shop and Toy Museum is a family-run business on the coast in Blackpool, and if you're passing and want to come and visit us, we'd love to meet you. So I put our address and opening times in the description below, and also if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel too. Stateside, Elliot Handler, father of Ken and Barbie, and his partner Harold Matson, whose names combined provided both the Matt and the L in Mattel, challenged their development team to come up with a toy car that was cooler and faster than any other toy on the market at the time. With members of the production team coming from car design at General Motors and another a rocket scientist, they came up with the idea of looking at American muscle cars or custom racing cars and set about developing low-friction plastic wheels that made the cars incredibly fast compared to other toys of the time. The bodies were also given a near mirror finish with polish, and then translucent paint was applied afterwards. So not only were they fast, but they were epic looking too. Known as the Red Line series because of the red lines around the tyres, or the Sweet 16 to collectors, the first set of Hot Wheel toys released in 1968 are some of the most sought after in the collection. Needless to say, they were a massive hit, and by 1969 Hot Wheels were Toy of the Year at the London Toy Fair, which must have been a massive blow to Matchbox at the time. An impact on sales was almost immediate, forcing Matchbox to rethink their 1 to 75 series toys. But I also think it forced them to make some better and more interesting toys through the 70s, with more vibrant colours, better painting and printing, super fast wheels, and even epic box artwork. Damaged by the impact of Hot Wheels on the company and producing garbage like this, by 1982 Matchbox was bust and bought out by another company. Production ceased in the UK, and ironically years later Mattel would buy Matchbox and use the name on other products. Now I do have a slight confession to make. All the Hot Wheels toys that I have and the ones I've used in this video are actually quite modern, and there's two very good reasons for that. One, because they're easier to get hold of than older models, and two, whenever we do get older models in and we put them out for sale, they sell almost straight away because people are wanting to collect them. And it's kind of the opposite with Matchbox, because there are so many of them and we're actually in England and they're all produced here. They are in abundance and possibly not really as sought after. I mean, if you bear in mind in 1967 Matchbox were in the Guinness Book of Records for producing 100 million models in a year. By 1969 they were producing 1 million a day, which is incredible figures, and then to have that swept away by Hot Wheels just by the fact that, I mean, American cars, to be fair, if I open this up, in fact I've got one here, an American muscle car is way more interesting than a British van, and the colourways, if I can just show you, I mean, looking inside these cases is amazing, but you know, you compare the colours to that, which one are you going to buy? But then this is why Matchbox had to play catch up, and then they started producing things like that, you know, with a Porsche badge on it, which was well printed, again because Hot Wheels were doing incredible printing on the models. You've got metallic paint because Hot Wheels were using translucent paint and highly polished models. You've got super fast wheels because Hot Wheels had these incredible Hot Wheels that Elliot Handler actually gave the name to the product when he saw them going, because they went so well. He said that car's got really hot wheels. That's possibly how they got the name, maybe an urban myth. I mean, this is the kind of thing that Matchbox were famous for. This kind of bus with these little plastic wheels, which is great in the 50s and maybe the early 60s. But times were changing. I mean, even this is a French company, Majorette, I think the French, Majorette, even they were doing miniature cars at the time. With another Hot Wheels here. Yeah, that's another Hot Wheels. Matchbox. Pickup truck is quite good. A bin wagon. But you want wacky stuff. Or even, you know, Ford Escorts, cool stuff. Not tractors and, you know, trucks. You want American muscle, because you've never seen anything like that before. That's quite cool. It's all a Renault 5 Turbo. You know, custom beach buggies, that sort of thing. All very cool. I'm loving this. I'm really enjoying this, by the way. And that's the great thing about these. You know, Matchbox developed things like this, the Rollermatics, where, you know, the gun turret moved with the wheels. Always constantly innovating. You've got little, you know, bonnets that lift up and groovy coloured windscreens. Not things like that. Who wants that? Well, collectors, to be fair. But, yeah, things like this, look. You can hear the seagulls outside. You know, some kind of military boat with a man in it. Or even a Lamborghini Miura. Or a weird dragster. These are the toys that kids of the 70s wanted. Bright and optimistic, and that's what they got. And I think if Matchbox hadn't have done this, obviously they'd have gone bust a lot sooner, but I don't think the toys would have been good either. I mean, the bigger K-series toys, they were brilliant as well. And just so much fun. So there is a big argument for the fact that although eventually Hot Wheels did wipe Matchbox out, they did produce some great toys right up until the very last minute, apart from, as I said before, the models of yesteryear, which they just absolutely churned out in the millions, and I think are absolute garbage. So that is my Toy Tuesday for this week, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit the like button, and also if you want to as well, subscribe to my channel. What I'm going to do is put some affiliate links to some of these products so you can check out the latest prices and what models are available as well, and those links will all be in the description below, along with our contact details and any other information. And if you have any questions as well, please leave them below, and I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. But for now, that is my Toy Tuesday. I'll be back next week with another Toy Tuesday, so please take care and stay safe.